Gold miners face significant paperwork requirements before commencing their mining operations, a fact that may not be widely known to fans. Tony Beets, renowned star of Discovery Channel's Gold Rush, encountered legal trouble in the Yukon due to past incidents. Despite the passage of time, Beets remained under the scrutiny of the authorities and was eventually convicted. Specifically, Beets was found guilty of allowing the deposition of waste into water within a water management area, without reporting it as required by the Yukon Waters Act. Additionally, Tamarack was also convicted on similar charges, including 2 counts of non-compliance with the conditions of its water license. Back in 2014, Tony Beets, the star of Gold Rush, experienced a costly setback when a prank orchestrated by his crew went horribly wrong. During the filming of an episode, some members of Beets' team came up with a reckless idea to pour gasoline into a retaining pond in Alaska's Yukon region. Regrettably, they decided to ignite the gasoline, leading to a massive fire. As the leader of the crew, Beets faced the majority of the scrutiny for the incident. However, it was Mark Favrin, the individual responsible for pouring the gas, who also had to face legal consequences. In court, Favrin admitted that the incident occurred on his last day as a welder for Beets and that it was his own idea. He ended up paying $1,725 in fines. Despite being in a position of authority, Beets failed to prevent the stunt from taking place. The Gold Rush crew recorded the entire event, including Beets standing before the blaze with his arms outstretched. The footage was eventually included in the show's episode titled 100 Ounces. This video served as crucial evidence for the Crown during the trial. In Yukon Territorial Court, Judge Peter Chisholm imposed fines on Tony Beets and his company, Tamarack Inc., amounting to $31,000. During the trial, the territorial government lawyer, Megan Sealing, had requested fines around $50,000, while defense lawyer Andre Ruthman had suggested a lower amount of $14,000. The charges against Beets and his company stemmed from their involvement in allowing employees to pour gasoline into a dredge pond and igniting it. Additionally, Tamarack Inc. was found guilty of 2 violations of its water license. Judge Chisholm emphasized that Beets had the authority to prevent the dangerous stunt but failed to do so. He also pointed out that Beets actively participated in the filming of the event, with no evidence of him trying to prevent its dramatic portrayal to the global audience. The footage presented Beets standing before the flames, uttering the words, "I told you guys, come hell or high water, didn't I? How do you like that?" Judge Chisholm observed that the television exposure was advantageous for Beets, but he also noted a lack of remorse from the miner regarding the stunt. Tony Beets and his company have been given a 3-month deadline to pay the fines, but Beets chose not to speak to reporters as he left the courthouse. In August 2017, Beets was found guilty, and subsequently, he and his lawyer filed an appeal with the Yukon court. Despite the appeal, Beets ultimately accepted the punishment, taking responsibility as the mine boss in charge. The fines imposed were $4,000 for allowing waste deposition into water and an additional $2,000 for failing to report it. Tamarack Inc. was fined $10,000 for the same charges and an extra $5,000 for each of the 2 violations of its water license conditions. Beets openly admitted that the ill-conceived stunt was his own idea, a misguided joke gone wrong. His role as a team leader led him to believe he could handle the situation. Both Beets and his company, Tamarack Inc., paid a total of over $31,000 to the Yukon Territorial Court. Even though 5 years have passed since the lawsuit concluded, its repercussions continue to affect Tony Beets. Presently, his water permit remains suspended.